What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is war number 11, and it seems that I only got 11 wars this season, which sucks. I don't know what happened, but anyway, if I missed the war, I missed the war. But this is the final war of the season, and it was something. It was really something. There was a lot of anger involved, definitely, in this final war of the season. Definitely my most hated war of the season. I definitely did not like this war at all, because of some stupidness that has happened, that is happening later on in the video. But we're doing well here against Alpha Bloodstone. As you can see, I brought in Colossus, but not Nebula, because of reasons if you did not see my last war video. But anyway, we don't talk about that. L2 right here, fight's over. Next up, we're going to use Nebula here. This fight is very easy for Nebula. It's not difficult at all. We're just building it up, and I'm just having a different way with Nebula. So like, I feel so confident playing her that I'm just going for 5-hit combos, building myself up, and just holding block. Knowing when to hold block, knowing how many charges it's gonna take to kill an opponent, and like I mainly just do it for like, I only just have a specific number. I only go up for like almost like 420 for like bigger health pools with bosses and whatnot, or mini bosses. But like for fights like these, it's not even an issue anymore. I feel confident that, you know, around like 12 or 14 shots, maybe 17 is going to kill. Next up, we have a Bishop here. Bishop is fairly easy for Colossus. Colossus basically counters Bishop in this fight. This fight is not hard at all. As you can see, just being aggressive, trying to build up that armor. And I try to parry over there, and the input dropped. And like I've said before, parries have been acting up almost my entire alliance. It's been nuts. We have been having a lot of deaths because of it. But we go for a parry, heavy right here. As you can see, that 17k crit. And I'm just parrying, just holding block, making sure that we don't get any poisons on us. As you can see, the Incinerates is just converting into armor because we're immune. We go for a heavy attack here. We go for an L2. Does not kill, which is fine. We parry here. We're just building up the armor. We're fine here. We get stunned, but it's okay. We heavy right here. We go straight for an L1. Fight's over. Next up, we have a Domino, right? Yeah, we have a Domino here. Yeah, we have a Domino. Now, Domino is not that hard for Nebula. Like, this fight is pretty easy for Nebula, but I do make a mistake in this fight, which you will see. I felt very confident because of, you know, she has a Suicide Knight Masteries. So now right there, that's what screwed me over. I thought I was out of range, but I was not. So I was like, oh snap, I gotta like build myself up back. I gotta build myself back up quick. So she's at, you know, right now she's at 2 bars of power. I'm trying to bait it out. If I have to, I will parry and I will power drain her, and I will just reset the cycle, which is fine. I have no issues on doing that. But we go up to 20 charges. We're ready for a parry. Now we go for an L2. That 19 charges because it's critical failure. 31 charges in total, and the fight's over. Next up, we have Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's a very easy fight. We have Colossus here. We have Shang-Chi, then Magneto. Then we have another fight. We have 3 mini bosses in total. But yeah, right now we're just gonna intercept our way past the whatchamacallit, the stun reflection node. We're just gonna intercept our way through it. At parry right here, we have the disorient, which is fine. I personally don't care before the disorient. He goes for the L1, which is fine. Does not matter to me. I go for an L2 right here, building up armor up stacked. He goes for an L1 again, which is fine. Does not matter to me. He goes for an L1 again, which is fine. And like Shang-Chi is just gonna keep on using that L1 mainly. I go for a parry heavy right here. He's on the 47. And he goes for L1 again. Fine. Bait out the L1 again. Fine. Like it's just going very well for me. Use the L2. He's down to 20%. And he's just gonna keep on using that L1. And it's just working out beautifully for me. He's down to 4, 3, 1. Fight's over. Next up we have a Magneto. Magneto is fairly easy. That's why we have Thing. And over there we have a Spidey 28. Okay. Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed, plus Limber. Not that hard at all. Fairly easy. So you already know the drill. Just parrying, just doing our thing. And like, we're just basically waiting it out. We're really just waiting it out right now. We go for an L2. And right now we're just building up the rock stacks, building up the Furies. We have 13 Furies right now, which is fine. Still building it up. Because of the bleed, we're not going to be going for like big L2s really, because of the bleeds and whatnot. But he goes for an L2 right here. I dash back. I've been really good at dexing Magneto's L2. I go in for a get up intercept. In this fight, I've done this fight a lot of times this season. This fight is a literal cakewalk. Like the alliance is not like the alliance. That every alliance that we're versing does not expect the Thing to pull up. Like they really don't expect it. We activate the L3. Roll him up into a burrito. We toss him to the wall, and that's when the fight is over. Very easy fight, fairly simple. Now, this is where everything starts going downhill. So I get told I have 3 fights. That's fine. So I have to do this. This is in the morning. So I rock with Nebula. Nebula is the first one to go up in this fight. I'm like, okay, gotta take this fight. This is not the mini boss. I'm versus Spidey 2099 right now. Spidey 29 has Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed. Not hard at all. This is not a hard fight at all. So I'm up to 17 shocks, 20 now. Go for a parry. Go for an L2 right here. Praying it kills, but he has a lot of energy resistance. Goes for a heavy right there. I get a bit of on me. And I'm getting rough charges on this, so I'm like, okay, gotta play this a little bit differently. I hit into this block. Right, so the weapon charge is gone. I'm like, okay, just gonna go in. Get the parry off. Go for two. Fight's over. So now, the next fight is where it really starts going downhill. This is Venom. Rich get rich. So, in my mind, I'm like, with Colossus, I'm able to take this fight because if I keep on going for L2s, and if he does not go for L3, I'll be fine, right? So I'm parrying heavying. He has 4 buffs. I'm parrying heavying. I now have 5. He gets 5 buffs as well. So we're both equal in buffs, right? I get 6 buffs. So the Rich Get Richer is happening. Is benefiting me. He now has 6 buffs, right? I think no. He now has 5. So Rich Get Richer is basically benefiting me right now. No, I have 5 now. Now it's benefiting me. Now he has 6 buffs, right? 6 or 7 buffs, right? So I dash back. What? I didn't realize I got the full dash back. I go for a parry here. It's hard for me to go for another parry, but my input drops. And I'm like, excuse me? I go for another parry, my input dropped. That was where I had my limit. That was where I had my limit with the ban. Because that makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. Like, how come your other game works, but this one does not? So, I was furious. I was legit furious. I could not understand why. But you know what? I was like, you know what? Let's just finish this fight. Let's finish this war. Get this war over with and done with. I don't want to continue this war. This war is just stupid. I hold block. You know, I have 5 more fights. I'm like, let's just get this over with. 1 death. Let's try not to get any more. Right? Uses L1. Fine. I thought that was gonna kill. That's fine. You know? But, like, I go for parry twice, and I miss it, and I die. That really ticked me off. But next up, we have a Weapon X. Weapon X is not difficult at all. Fairly easy fight. We have Weapon X, Apocalypse, and also Killmonger. Fairly easy fights. Fairly easy fights in general, right? Pop an invul boost, I'm pretty sure. Not, if not, yeah, I think I'm popping invul boost. I'm popping some buffs. Yeah, I'm popping some boosts right now. Do I pop an invul boost, combat regen boost? Like, I activated special attack boost, which is fair. Because I was planning on taking all this with Nebula. Like, that's how confident I was. I was planning on taking all this with Nebula. So yeah, I pop an invul booster, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, advanced power booster. I know I popped the advanced power booster. Yeah, I remember. So I'm heavy boosted. I heavy boosted Nebula. Nebula's heavy boosted. So right now we're doing very fine. Right now, playing Nebula how basically how she's supposed to be played. Being, you know, holding block, being very defensive, knowing when to dodge, dash back. Go for a parry right here. Go for an L2. Fight should be over. Yep, fight's over. So that's the first fight done. I was like, okay, I'm fairly confident with this. Next fight, I do mess up quite a bit. I do mess up this fight quite a bit. As Nebula, so this is the polka dot power thing. So in actuality, I should have healed up. That's definitely one thing I should have done. I should have definitely healed up. But as you can see, I'm gaining power. And Nebula's just really good with this in this fight. She's really just good. She's really good. But now, I'm just trying to get to my L2, right? So he just hit me in the corner, and I'm trying to dex. Now this is where I actually should have just parried, but I did not. There's my parry, for L2 right there. Goes straight down to 20. I'm like, okay, you know what, that's fine, you know? 20 is not bad. I go for an L2. And he's, you know, bringing himself down, you know, pretty easily. But again, my flaw was I should have healed up. But I thought I died here. I actually thought I died here. But this was the fight that ticked me off the most. This was the fight that had me so livid. I did not want to play the game for the entire day. But then I realized that there was like that today was update day, Juggernaut buff and whatnot, so I did videos on that. But you know, right now I'm just going to fight, yet I get hit. So I'm like, okay, let's intercept. Get the intercept down. Now I should have parried. I definitely should have parried and went for an L2 right there. But you know, like at that point I was like, you know what, yeah, I should have parried L2 right there. So I was fine with that. Parry heavy. So I'm going on a parry heavy roll with Colossus. Parry heavy, and you know, everything going all well. He's being very defensive, but then I see him do that, and I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? And looking at that time, because at the time it was early in the morning for me, so I wasn't fully up and awake at the time, but now looking back at it, I feel very stupid, but not fully stupid, because like I was still upset that of the input drop at that time. So yeah, but I should have realized that it was Limber. So, and again, in my mind, I was gonna die once. I was literally going to die once this fight, right? So that's what I had in my mind. So I'm gonna just play Nebula right now. Play, you know, the way how I usually play Nebula. And parry when I'm about to L2, right? So this is where, again, looking back at it, is where it's going to be a little bit funny. So I do double medium, you know, 3 hit. I see his power shoot up to L3, and at this time I'm like looking back, I literally would say to myself right now, why did I not pop an invul boost? Why did I not pop it? So again, this is like at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not awake. My alliance leader was like, hey Fury, can you get up early, do all this so I'm able to do the boss, because I have meeting. You know, he has a meeting. I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, sure. So I'm going for L1, or I'm sorry, I'm going for L1s right now. Parry L1s. That's how I'm going right now. So parry again, L1 again. Everything's going fine and dandy. But at the same time, I could have just popped an invul booster. So I parry, well, I intercept right there. I parry right there. And at that time, I was very upset with myself because he was at 2%. So I was just like very upset. At that time, he was at 2. I did not need to die right there. So yeah, 2 things I did not pay attention to in this fight early in the morning is that Limber node, and I could have just popped a stupid invul booster. That would have literally limited my deaths in war, and I would have been able to survive 3 L3s. Literally 3 L3s I would have survived. So I was very, very, very upset. But we ended up losing the war. But shockingly enough, I was MVP during that war. Number 3, and I was like, how in God's name did I get MVP number 3? There's no way. But I was like, whatever. My most hated war, hated it. And looking back at it, the only thing I really hated about it the most was that Venom. Dude, why did my input drop twice? But anyway, that's season number 35. How did you guys do in season number 35? We're in gold 1. Sadly, we cannot get to platinum. But, you know, it is what it is. But thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have an absolutely amazing day.